Hello, everybody. It's Max, and I'm back, and I'm more than glad to be able to be here with you once again to bring you some updates in regards to all things Terra Luna, Luna 2.0, USTC. Why in the world did we see such crazy pumps, especially for USTC? You know, a lot of people don't have some of these answers. Well, believe it or not, I think I have an answer for it, but nonetheless, let's get right into it because all this will start to make some sense. So, for instance, shout out, of course, to Bitcoin.com who posted this just a few hours ago. It goes on to state that UST holders are still using the Anchor protocol as 573,636,728 UST is locked in the system, and the Anchor protocol is basically yielding 16.26% APY on that particular yield. So, like I mentioned before in the past, if you ever watched me and Larry on the live show, I mentioned before, countless times, what really moves crypto assets is what? Supply and demand. You see that there's still a supply here. You see what kind of demand it has. What kind of demand does it have? The demand is for this incentive of the 16.28%. People want to, at the end of the day, still earn interest on any crypto asset. So while there may not be a significant amount of demand for USTC, people still recognize the opportunities, and they're going to recognize it especially during what? Bearish cycles, or in this case, crypto meltdown, as Larry would refer to it as. So that is my humble opinion on what's going on with the pumps and the Anchor protocol. Not only that, you're seeing people who just basically realize, and they, if anything, they even take a chance that, they look at this USTC, for instance, and they say to themselves, well, I took a gamble on, Luna Classic. You know what? This thing pumped about a month ago, and then a few days before the last pump, it had a decent pump, and a few days before that had a decent pump. I want to take advantage, and I want to take a chance, of course, on a short-term play. It might not make me rich, but at the same time, if I put in, like, for instance, $600 when this thing was 0.0066, and the thing went up to 0.07, which means it went up to like 7 cents. For that particular person, they just made basically like $6,000 to $7,000 on their initial investment. So I mean, those type of things are, I think, what stands out in regards to what's going on with USTC, for instance. Another thing I want to point out just real quick is, furthermore, it says, DeFi Llama statistics indicate that there's 9.23 million in Luna Classic held on this DeFi risk management marketplace, Risk Harbor. It's worth pointing that out. The Terra Classic chain and Luna Classic still have fairly active communities, as we know, for instance, by observing posts on social media. And I think that's crucial to point some of that out, because that is what's really, really getting a lot of hype going still. You have the active communities, you have people who, you know, get these validators involved and so on, and so you see the execution of these proposals, and you're also seeing, of course, price action in that regard. If you compare this to, for instance, like Shiba Inu, everybody knows I'm a big fan of Shiba Inu and so on, but it's a little bit different. It's like with this, with Terra Classic, and also like even heck USTC, you see a difference in the communities. One is these are proposals and they're being executed upon with Terra. On the other hand, with Shiba Inu, it's just ideas and then trying to see those ideas come into full fruition. So that, I know it's kind of like an apples and oranges comparison, but that's the way I personally look at it, and I know a lot of you guys feel the same way. So let me know what you think in regards to all this. Do you feel as though there's still a lot of supply and demand for things like Anchor Protocol and then of course USTC, all of that? So I'd like to hear from you all. Great to be back, being able to bring you guys news updates. And of course, I'm looking forward to being on the live show on Monday, the Max and Larry show, once again. Thanks again for watching, everybody. On behalf of Crypto Talk Now, this is Maximus. May you all have a blessed day, and we'll see you on the next one.